We're back, baby.
Oh no, I guess everybody's got to see up our nostrils for a second, isn't that?
Oh, just for a second.
All right.
The market's doing nothing, so why not? Let's sleep.
Nothing exciting is happening.
It's happy NVIDIA ER day. Woo!
Woo!
You know, if it had done a lot, I would change the lights behind me to blinking and stuff. But actually, it's just a big nothing burger. It's just doing this little flatulations and undulations up and down and all that good stuff. So,
nope.
Don't laugh at my descriptions.
That's not what I was laughing at. Promise.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good. So it's gone up to, it's been an $11 spread, I think, going into it, and then afterwards, I think that's been the spread because they never know what the actual numbers are until they actually release them. I'm convinced. You know, I'm not.
You?
Yeah. So it popped up to
Conspiracy theory?
Yeah, I think it popped up to like 130 or 144 or 5 or something, right? And then back down to under 130, and now it's 132, 33. So I guess they'll play with that all night long.
All night.
Leaving yeah. Let's get this thing started. This is Arbitrage Trade after the bell, and it is after Wednesday bell. And as I said, it was NVIDIA day. Is what it was, but but like anything else, the bigger they play it up, the more nothing burger it probably is, and that's pretty much what has happened. We'll have to see what the reaction tomorrow is, the day after, if you will, in the morning. And there's also a couple of good reports coming out the next 2 days, so they have lots of reasons to be able to move things up and down and trap your money, like they always do.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway. So I'm Darin. I'm your host. We have top right. We have Daniel, who is in just traveling around Asia, just wherever. I think he spends a little.
What you gotta do.
A little thing, and wherever it ends. Okay, we're going there next week, and then we have
I throw a dart at a board.
Yeah. And then we have JPM. We have our banker Josh Morgan, bottom left, and then our boss is. Mr. Royce, it says "Go Tigers" or something on his shirt.
Yeah, Memphis Tigers.
There we go. Yay, go Memphis.
Up that far.
GTG. Go Tigers, go.
Go Tigers, go.
That's right. They had a good win last night, I think. Was it last night?
I believe so.
No, 2 nights. Okay. Anyway, doing well. Let's get into what happened. It's been a couple of weeks, guys. Where have you been? I've missed you. Oh yeah, vacation. Which. I don't know what that means.
That was definitely not a vacation. I got snow. I got lots of snow.
That was not a working vacation too. You had a working vacation too.
I did too, but that was like the good part about the vacation.
Yeah, yours was on purpose.
Working that snowboard left and right. Is that what you're talking about?
Oh yeah.
Oh okay. Shredding powder. Is that what that's working? I guess.
Oh yeah, I got shred brain, dude.
I mean, you just shred that powder at the top of Japanese peaks and down in Colombia, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
No comment. I don't travel to that side of the world.
We're gonna stop it from coming through the southern border, though. Now, all right. So anyway, let's move on.
You know what?
I could talk all night about that. Anyway, yeah, there's lots of things
I'm afraid of.
But we'll move right along to actual, stock market and stuff. All right. So not because I use it. I'm just okay. No, we're not gonna get into all that. All right.
Wow.
Oh boy.
I'm digging myself deeper into the snow.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so here we go. Let's talk about the markets. Again, remember, we can catch up for 2 weeks on what's happened here. But things hadn't changed much, really. I mean,
what are you talking about? Tesla,
just
like
a lot of red recently. And then we had this Tesla thing. We had to wait I was winning Tesla up until we decided that they had to do vacation and stuff. It's some stupid stuff like that. So anyway, markets did fall down below 6,000. The S&P did, and it did not make it back over that today.
Nope.
It probably would have if NVIDIA's call had been an hour before close or something, because they affect it so much when it rises. So in the morning, I expect it to be green everywhere. Bitcoin dropped below 90.
Woohoo!
Down to 80, below 84 even. And I mean, Royce has said it before, and I have too. But I mean, 70. Here we come. Yes or no, Royce?
Yes.
Yes.
70 is in the forecast.
Not a matter of if, but just when, right?
Just when.
And then gold pushing up almost to 3K. It had definitely hit its all-time high within the last week. 10 years falling, though. That's a bad sign, possibly.
Potentially.
Yeah. And, when you add it to all the other Fred reports, which you hear me talk about all the time, which have been screaming recession for many months, not just recently, but it's like, oh, they're going to allow it to happen now. What do you have to say there, Daniel? What you got to say there about our markets right now?
It wasn't great news to come back to, Darin.
It only happened because you were on vacation. I mean, you killed our economy. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yes. Yep. Yeah.
You increased Japan's economy. That's right.
I'll tell you what, they need it because the yen against the dollar right now did very well for me.
I was gonna say, yeah, it did actually. Yeah, there was
that carry trade.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh yeah, I'm a big fan of carrying my money over there and trading it for their food.
Right.
You read my notes or something. All right. So we've got the top 10%, and I've been saying this for how long? It's the top 10% that have been keeping everything inflated and keeping everything basically aboard. And when inflation happens, the wealthy become wealthier, and the poor get poorer, right? And then the middle America gets squeezed down generally. Any comments there, Royce, before that's just kind of an opener? Anything on the economy, markets? Nothing? Okay. No. Anything, Banker,
It's been tumultuous, but at the same time, it's like, hey.
Yeah.
All the Sunday seminars have all said the same thing. It's volatility is at a premium right now. And if we actually want to get another bull market, that's what we got to fall first. We got to fall.
It's just a matter of how far. We'll talk about that in a little bit here. Anything, Banker?
No, it's just, it's what we've been saying since, late last year. The writing's been on the wall. We're just kind of now and even to this point, the last 2 weeks, it's just been a vicious news cycle. Like there's just been no good news to really prop up anything or to help out, consumer sentiment. And so it's just been, again, the downward selling pressure has been rampant for 2 weeks now. And hopefully this NVIDIA thing kind of, turns things around a little bit, even if it's just a little bitty bit of good news. But everybody's been championing NVIDIA as propping up the entire market. And so maybe they save the day.
Yeah, at least for this week. You got what's happened and what has made news as the excuse for this downward fall rather than it's going to happen anyway. The narrative has been that because of Doge going in and into these agencies and cutting fat, if you will, cutting illegal things even, which I think we'll see down the road, how much of that stuff that went out came right back to certain people within the country, our tax dollars, that is, and our future generations' tax dollars, because it's so much. But between that and the possible tariffs, which are still being used as deal tools, if you will, if they go through, then that will cause inflation. And all of these billions and billions of dollars that were in these programs, which our Congress pushed through, those are also what was going to help prop up our economy. So if you keep cutting that out, then that's not going to go into the economy. And, I love Point 72, right? That's just one of my favorite guys over there, Point 72. He actually is, he's actually saying that, that basically we're almost guaranteed a pullback. And he's not talking about these little pullbacks we've had now. He's talking about more of the 10 to 20 and
we've
recession.
already pulled back more than 5%.
Yeah, but now you sound like those guys on TV. We're just only 5% from the all-time high. It's like, come on, guys. Let's look at relative instead of just always talking about the all-time high, because if we keep going higher, then the pullback is nothing. Anyway.
Yeah. We like
Yeah, exactly. Up and to the right, Darin. Come on, get with the program.
Because then we can go up 50, pull back 20, and go, see, there's our 20.
Right.
That's that narrative they do. And then which you also brought up, the DEI policies, you know, and BP, which is in my 3 things tomorrow. BP is pull back their DEI, and now they're also pulling back on the EVs, and they're basically scrapping renewables, not scrapping them totally, but they're pulling way back on the renewables and investing twice as much now back into fossil fuels coming up. So it's like everything is it's a new administration and a new way of looking at everything. And here we go. Is that money that they're cutting? And oh, by the way, are you waiting for your $5,000 check from the savings they get from Doge? I'd like that.
That'd be
you guys want it?
I mean, if it's anything like the COVID check I got, I think like the first one they sent me like $20 or something less. And it was like, dude, just take the money and give it to someone who actually needs it. Like, it probably costs you more in processing this than it did the $20 I received.
Yeah, and that's the narrative they used for 4 years, right? It was like, well, everybody's got this money from the COVID checks. It's like, wait a minute. I went back and I got a total of what, 3,000, and that's supposed to help me pull myself out of this COVID bad times. He's like, no, we got the 3,000, and a lot of you guys got the 3 million, and that's why the big guys got the 3 million out of this stuff, which is what we're going to find out here again, thanks to Doge, hopefully, unless the activist judges keep them from getting into their stuff. Anything else you guys want to add now? Or else we'll jump into crypto quickly, just about the Doge cuts. Yeah. Anything you want to add to the Doge cuts? Come on, Josh, you got something to say about that. I know.
I mean, well, I was going to do the DEI thing. I mean, that was never really a big program. It was never something that companies wanted to do to begin with. Like, it was something that was forced upon them. So yeah, you give them any opportunity to, you know, get out of it. That's the first thing they're going to do. And especially a lot of these ones that have, you know, more of a conservative following, I guess would be the better way to put it, as, you know, they were the first to go. You get like, guys like, you know, the farming related companies, and the guy, you know, the ones that you know, Budweiser and a lot of those other companies that have more of a conservative related following, they were the first to do this. They're like, please don't let me do this DEI thing. And like, I get it. The whole point of DEI was because you had that whole, you know, good old boys club where you're just guys were hiring their friends and weren't necessarily hiring the right people. But then the flip side, DEI was also kind of the same thing. It was just different. You weren't necessarily hiring the right people because you had to meet, you know, certain caps on the number of various persons that you had to hire and the ratios that you had to have. So it was, I mean, it was good in a lot of ways. Like, I think it brought up a lot of various communities, and I think it got a lot of people certain opportunities that they may not have had, but I don't think overall the execution was well done. And again, if you're forcing somebody to do something, they're going to put in as little effort as they can or as possible to do it.
Yeah, it was, in my opinion, it was a way to funnel money back. When you make people do the DEI, there's a way. It's always about money. I don't know that it's about morals at all.
It's never about money.
Okay. All right. But some people and friends and family got some, I'm going to say probably got paid nicely through those DEI programs. I mean, USAID was super, super honest with everything they did. Yeah. Sorry, I got sarcasm.
Spit out my drink.
Yeah, exactly. No spit takes, please. All right, so let's move on to Daniel's favorite subject, which is how well crypto's doing now. He's happy about it. He threw a party last night.
Oh, more sarcasm, huh?
So what's going on with crypto,
Why don't
Daniel?
you, Darin?
Come on, what's going on with crypto, Daniel? Tell us.
So, I mean, like, you know, it started out as, you know, maybe a good end of last week, and then just poo-pooed the bed after the fact. So let's start with the good things, which is only one thing, and then we'll talk about all the bad things. So the SEC,
we already set it up with the Bitcoin price. Yeah, go ahead.
I know that. So the SEC dropped their suit against Coinbase and Robinhood. I believe they gave them a Wells notice, which essentially means that if you get a Wells notice from the SEC, you're screwed. And obviously the last administration was anti-crypto. This one is more pro-crypto. So they dropped the Wells.
Yeah.
What? It's it has nothing to do with you, Royce. I know
There's
you're
only like
four
people
people.
We do not want to receive a Wells notice.
I definitely am like, hey, it's after your namesake. No, I'm good.
Mhm.
I also don't want to receive a Wells notice.
Oh yeah, it's coming, brother.
So
Wait.
oh, I hope not. So this was good, right? I was like, heck yeah, like we got, we're back. And then Bybit got hacked for 1.5 billion, which yes, isn't the biggest, crypto hack ever, but it's the fact of that, a North Korean hacker group was able essentially to kind of integrate themselves in between a sign off of an internal transfer and get the money from, the internal Bybit signing parties, which is kind of alarming. And then on top of that, kind of because of that, crypto, as we saw, Bitcoin specifically has dropped from its, 109,000 down to, what is it, like 85, 84 right now, which is more than a 20% drop. While that isn't the biggest drop ever in Bitcoin, right?
No,
typically
not yet.
You see between 50 and 80% drops from all-time highs. It's not great news. And then on top of that, you had the Argentinian president, Milei,
Mhm.
Yep.
kind of do a little, pump and dump of some, presumably random meme coin that now everyone's like, what is this? Why were you involved in that? Why were you tweeting about this thing? Which is really quite unfortunate because he was on a really good tear until right about now. Well, some people think so, right? I know a lot of people also don't agree with. I think balancing your deficit is a pretty good, run as a leader.
Well, and you know where he got the
At least in
idea.
that metric. Yeah. I think it works maybe when you're like
Wait, a president can just
the world
create
leader
a random coin
and
and make billions off of it, and then just disappear into the night. Like, I
That
don't know
never
where
happened.
where did he come up with that idea?
Musk.
He
Yeah,
said he did
right,
not make
right.
any money off.
Right, Musk. Right.
Said he did not make any.
technically, nor did Trump. But
It was the Libra, by the way.
so it's just
name of the coin.
what? Yes,
The
it
Libra.
was named Libra.
Yeah.
But so all that to say, it's been a rough week for crypto. And Royce, please tell me it's about to get better soon.
Yes, it actually is going to get just a little bit better. There's going to be a little bit of a bounce, according to the charts. I see basically us getting back to about 87 to 89 on Bitcoin, but yeah.
It's now what we start the real correction back into its 4-year cycle.
Hold on, let me see. Let me actually get that number for you because I gotta.
We're gonna do charts. I'm gonna pull it up here.
Oh no. Okay, well, fine.
No charts. Okay, here we go. Crayons and charts. This is an impromptu one here.
Impromptu.
Looking at Bitcoin 84.2.
Okay, so it's at 84.2. Hey, this is a bottom. See the Z's?
Oh, that just happened.
Yep.
What time frame
is the bottom? So hey, load up the truck. We're heading to Beverly. Hills, that is.
Yes, I know your reference.
All right. Now you're dating yourself.
Where's it going?
Well, basically, what it has to do, if we're watching this, guy, so we got the Z, right? The next place it has to do is get back above that line, which is right at that 98,000 mark. The fact that it dropped so far so fast, it has made room for another rally up above here, but it has to actually be able to break the plane first. If it can't break over the RSI line for the apocalypse band at that 98,377, we got nowhere else to go but down. And if I want to be extra spicy with it, extra spicy, bring in all the colors. No, this is a very good relative bottom. We've broken very large band support, so we should get a nice bounce from here.
Okay. And that means that all the other crap coins and everything else will probably go up too, because it's always in sympathy. So load up. That's not what we're saying because we're not financial advisors. But
yeah, definitely not.
Back up the truck.
All we can say is that we feel that the we've got our Z coming in,
We got
which is
our
our
Z.
indicator saying we're at the bottom. So
we're at the bottom. So there is wiggle room, though. Unfortunately, if you look at the dashboard on that view as well, it's right at about 82. So that means there's about 2,000, so about a 2.5 to 3% wiggle room that it can basically undulate in and not be the exact bottom.
Gotcha. And we don't know as far as time goes. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Josh, anything before we move on?
Nope.
All right. Okay. Well, it is, and I've been hearing them kind of talking about it leading up to recent times, but they really are saying now, hey, it's Europe's turn. It's Europe's turn at bat. As far as where to invest now. So go ahead, Daniel, and tell us what it is that you brought to the table here, because I have annoyingly heard CNBC and some guests talk about Europe, but I, at the other hand, have been seeing all these articles about how terrible Germany's doing, and they're the kind of the engine. So what's right here? What do you?
Darin,
what do
have you ever heard? Have you ever heard of the magazine cover indicator?
You haven't done that one yet.
All right, let's hear it.
So the magazine cover indicator is typically what is it? I think it's The Economist is the magazine.
Okay.
Anytime that they publish like an article along the lines of X is dead, right? So they publish like oil is dead, like Apple is dead, right? Within, I'd probably say a 6-month period, whatever they say is dead starts to rally, and typically rallies to some form of recent all-time high in that particular field.
All right, so
they're actually quite spot on. It's quite alarming. You can look it up. There's like I don't want to say a correlation. I don't think there's any study that's ever been done on it. But so this makes me think of one of those Economist covers of everyone says Europe's dead, and maybe it's a little different this time. I don't know. I'm not Larry Fink, but he does say, Darin's favorite guy, go against Davos and you'll make a lot of money. And just for example, in the beginning of this year, I believe the S&P has returned 4%, but the European Stock Exchange has turned 8.6%. And I won't bore you guys with all the other, stats of this, because Darin and I are going to get into the details of this in our deep dive. But a lot of the speculation is, EU is going to lower interest rates. Ukraine war is coming to an end. Potential revenue increase because of tariffs.
Really? They're going to lower their interest rates?
On the price. Supposedly, right? That's what
that is a bad move. Okay, continue.
Well, I'm pretty much everywhere else in the world is, other than the U.S.
Well, we'll see how that works. Because the U.S. is going to love that. That is an awesome move for the U.S.
Yeah, I mean, they also, they want to make sure people keep buying their goods. So the speculation is that if you look at Europe, that is potentially the next place to be. And if you look at U.S. Stock returns versus like the European indexes over the last 20 years, the spread has become very big. And if you look at the historical spread, they always kind of like go back and crisscross, and they're now as far apart as they've ever been. So people are kind of banking on the return. So Darin, please explain why Larry Fink is wrong.
Because he's probably trying to get you to go one way so he can take advantage of you going that one way, and he can capitalize on going the other way. He could be just a misdirection, but I do know that at Davos they plan They do all the plans. It's like they probably get there and they get this agenda, a little package agenda. Okay, this is what we got to execute for the next year. Here you go. This is
So
what everybody needs to
I'll
do.
spoil a little of our deep dive, but they
No
were
deep dive.
wrong about
You forgot about no deep dive.
2000, right? They said technology was dead after the 2000 bubble.
Right.
They said the US was dead after 08. And then I don't know what they said, but apparently they're also wrong about our little correction in 2022 we had.
Yep.
So Larry Fink might be onto something if they've been wrong that many times.
Yeah. But maybe they're so desperate now they have to reverse that because everybody's getting used to being wrong. So it's a reverse
I don't think they're
psychology
that
of
smart.
the narrative.
They're going to bring in Kramer. Okay, got it.
Desperate times calls for desperate measures. Yeah, Kramer.
When Kramer said Bitcoin was a buy, everybody on Twitter was like, Jim, no.
Right?
We need to get an inverse Davos ETF.
There was an inverse Kramer ETF for a bit.
But it still is.
Stopped trading though.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's still up.
Yep.
Well, and you gave a lot of Europe ETFs too. By the way, there isn't a deep dive, but if it is on tomorrow's three things and this segment, the middles of our of what we do every day. So I do explain all that, and I basically I'm explaining what Daniel did, all of his research. So you'll be able to hear that tomorrow. But yeah, actually, we haven't gone to Josh. Anything to add on to Europe?
No. I actually just wanted to jump off that magazine cover index. Like that's actually kind of interesting. Like, and it makes perfect sense because if you think about the old adage, like the market attempts to confuse the majority of people the majority of the time. Exactly. So, I mean, especially if you're going off something like an economic specific magazine, if that's what it was. Yeah, I mean, the people that are controlling the narrative, controlling the media are not going to tell you exactly what you need to hear. They're going to tell you what they want you to hear in an effort to confuse you so that you're not really seeing what is actually happening behind the scenes.
Especially Larry Fink.
Yeah. I mean, sure. Yes.
Got to have more losers than winners, right?
Yes.
Yes. And especially if you've lost a lot of money now on your bet that the world is going to all come together happily and work together. Globalism. And that was Mr. Fink's thing is globalism. He really wanted that to happen. And probably will still continue to try to make that happen in future episodes of Davos. Anyway, I could do a whole thing on that because even before I came to Arbitrage, I talked at great length about WEF and Agenda 2030. It's a great read, guys. If you want to do a deep dive, go dig into that rabbit hole for a while and then see what was actually they said they wanted to do years ago, which now you can see it actually being executed. But we don't have time for all that stuff. So let's move on. We got to talk about homes, not not Larry Holmes, but houses and homes. We've talked about this before, but now it's like there's inventory popping up, but it's still not being bought. The prices are going up still, and interest rates are still hanging out. At least they were around 7. I don't know what they are now, Josh. In fact, we'll let Josh start this one off. Give us your the status of homage, homage to homage.
So you're gonna hate this, but the irony is that I really don't have a lot to say about it because it's really just so obvious. Like you got to, if you look at the basic numbers, like the average home price is what, like 450, 480, something around there. So let's just round it up to like $500,000. Okay. I think the current interest rate is 7-ish%. So if you're looking at that on paper, you're looking at, I think, prior to mortgage and interest, prior to interest and insurance, you're looking at taxes and insurance. Wow. Okay. I'll get there eventually. You're looking at like $3,700. You add on taxes and insurance, you're looking at your mortgage payment is like $5,600 a month. And that is on the average home price. the salary of like most people with a educated college degree is about $6,000 a month. So that's almost 100% of your debt to income ratio. Whereas, you go back 10 years ago or so, it was like 30% was the average of debt to income ratio. Now we're at 45-ish percent, or we were at 45-ish percent. Now we're getting almost to the like 65-ish percent. So you've got that, like, I mean, you have to have a net income per household of like $200,000.
Everybody doesn't have that?
The average, well, that's what I was going to get to, is the average household income
alone.
Even joint, the average household income is like 78 grand. Like, people just can't afford it. So all of these people are off like trying to capitalize on this 30, 40, 50% increase that their house is increased in value. And then all of a sudden they just obviously can't afford it because the interest rates are so high. And I mean, like, you can't have both the price of the house and the interest rates that high for this long without expecting some sort of cooling off correction. I mean, you've got home builders are backing out, like buyers are backing out. It is a very, very, very buyer friendly market. And it just, when you start getting into that, prices just naturally have to cool off, because a buyer can go and say, well, I'll pay, $450 for this house, but then they're going to nitpick every single thing that's in this transaction. Or they're just going to go, well, I'll go buy this other $450 house that somebody's already lowered the price, 20, 30%. And here we are. It's just, it's not anything revolutionary. It's just basic numbers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I saw someone basically had a house posted for $485. Right. I'm like, would you sell it for $425? He's like, yeah, absolutely, I would. I'm like, that's a huge difference. Like, it's been out there for months. I can't get anyone to buy it.
Yeah, there's not as much of the 8 people trying to buy
really
the
close
same
to
house.
Home.
No pun intended, right?
I mean, literally, my house is on the market.
Yes. It's
Josh is like, here's my number. Call me if you want a house.
Please.
That's right.
Please.
and then let me put up the PowerPoint presentation.
I'm willing to negotiate.
Drone shots. That's right. Homes by JPM.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's that other thing about math just isn't going to math. I mean, we're having so much of that that's happened over the last couple of years. And I think we're going to continue. The math is not going to math until everything just kind of gets squeezed out. And we actually, oh, wow, NVIDIA's almost going back to
Flat?
No, it's pulled back. It's pulled back. I mean, since close. I'm keeping my eye on it, because to me, that's what's going to happen in the morning, whatever it ends tonight.
Oh, no. Yeah,
we need to run.
Yeah. It might eventually.
Run.
Okay, so yeah, home's a tough situation right now, and that's just an indicator to me of the overall health of our economy. And as I've said for many, many months, the wealthy can go in and spend cash because of all the extra money they've made off of the last X amount of years, and like Larry Fink, and they can just buy up all the homes and then charge crazy rent. We'll have to see what happens there. We will. Let's move on to bringing out the crayons. So are we actually going to do, just because Daniel wrote this thing, are we doing ARC?
God, really? Okay.
Done. Waha.
All right. After the bell, charts and crayons with Royce, with a heavy push from Daniel. Here we go.
All right. There you go.
And I'm
Hey, it was just a recommendation.
So looking at this, like, I haven't done any research on this particular ETF at all.
And look how far it dove below those 2 lines.
Yeah. It's trying to hold support. It's trying. It's absolutely trying. And you're actually looking at version 20 of the arbitrage band, which actually brought in a second RSI line to basically show us how fast it's going or slowing down. So now both of those lines are trapped within the band. How about that? But looking at our Z's, basically we got a top around 68, 69. Hopefully you guys left. The compass line crossed underneath the momentum line about 3 a.m. Thursday, right at pre-market. and it just continued to fall since, from 65 all the way down to 56. The question is, will it fall any further? Let's go up to the daily time frame and see what we see. Well, we did get up here rather quickly, but there is a lot of basically downward pressure, but we do have support sitting at about 50.89 and about 47.08, with our dashboard saying, hey, no, we should be able to hold 51.52. So I'm expecting it to basically hold this new blue or cyan line that's here, and hopefully be able to get some more up before the year is over. This is the daily time frame. Let me turn on 3 deviations to potentially see where it could get up to in the next 6 to 12 months. 139, I'd love to see this guy double in that time. But right now, we just got to hold the mean line. All right, back to you guys.
All right. Does that help you out there, Daniel?
Yes.
It looks like it might be
Yeah.
bouncing.
You hear that, Darin? I'm going to double in 6 to 12 months.
Okay. All right. Let me write that down so I'll remember to ask. How you doing? What's in that ETF? I mean, what type of, you know?
All of the she picked all of the tech stocks that crashed after COVID,
right,
and did not go anywhere.
Yep.
Oh, fun.
And she sold all the things that did well before they all rallied, like Nvidia.
She was notorious and has been notorious for that. Yes, it's like she's being the Larry Fink about just do the opposite of what'll make you money. We'll see. That'll be fun to see. All right, so it's been 2 weeks. We had 2 weeks that we had to wait, and I had Elon Musk over to my house. He had his feet kicked up on the couch. We had the fire going. We were
talking about Doge.
wine. We yes, and we were enjoying each other's company. And I went to bed, and he napped on the couch, and so I got up one day not too long ago, and he had ran out the door. So I don't what happened. See, what happened was Tesla was in my band for a long time. I was going to start charging Elon rent, and then all of a sudden it just dove and dove and dove, and Josh went, yay, welcome to my house, welcome to my neighborhood at the last minute. Let me just crash Darin's dreams of getting on the board and being tied for first for
Let's see if we can black it out. Don't let him get a single week, folks. Not even one.
So I think that was your plan anyway, Mr. Fink. So let's go over here. There's your scoreboard. You've got at least both teams in quotes are tied now. We've got the Apes at 1 and the Quantitudes at 1. We have Josh and Daniel tied for first, and Royce and I looking in from the outside.
Yes,
that's a first.
So yeah, right, exactly. So, what is your stock that you pick this week, Josh? Since you won.
Let's
he
do
does millennial stocks too sometimes.
Let's do Sirius.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
XM,
Siri.
Okay.
SIRI.
All right, so we're gonna go back to charts and crayons with Royce.
Hey,
for months and months and months.
Sirius XM Holdings, which is SIRI.
I like this chart. He
likes it. He like it.
I like it. I'm just doing a little bit of homework.
I love it. I want some more of it.
Well, you can't do homework first.
What are you talking about? Okay, I'm good.
Yeah. You got to be quick. You can't sit there and just get all your advanced knowledge in before.
All right. So it doesn't have a very big range. It has about a 2350-ish.
So we'll say 24.
To about 29. If
29.
Not even. Actually, I'm seeing 25. So it's about $2 range, $2 to $3 range.
Woo.
So like $23.50 to about $26.
Let's make it easier with even numbers.
All right. So let's go 23, 24, 25, and 26. How about that?
Okay.
23 to 26. We got $3 divided by 4.
I was saying do $1.
25. No.
Yeah, 23, 24, 25, and 26.
Okay.
So
Four $1 ranges.
Everybody has a $1 range.
It's $3 unless you want to go $4 range.
It's 23 to 26.
Okay.
So 26 and above, that's a range. Yep. And then 25, 24, and then 23.
Okay. Alrighty. So you're not going to do any commentary. You just
nah.
Hey, and did you notice, Josh? Look how small he made that. Look, you can't even tell what's going on. That's on purpose.
Hold on. Y'all can see whatever y'all want to see over here.
He's on the 4 hour. I mean, we could be pulling it up on our end too, but
well, I mean,
I can go. Look, I'm gonna go all the way over here. It's the daily now.
You're getting serious.
It's the weekly now.
Yep.
On the monthly, doesn't have enough data for the monthly. No, it doesn't have enough data for the monthly.
Well, then we should do it for the weekly, right? Since that's what we're doing.
Weekly, sure, why not? And I'm gonna switch to the arbitrage band.
Our own proprietary band and brand.
Absolutely.
Our indicators you can't get anywhere else. So, Josh,
what are you
thinking, my fellow ape?
23 to 24.
23 to 24. Okay.
23.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Right. Who might you be picking there?
I can. Yeah, that one's
fellow ape.
With that really narrow channel, that does make it a little bit more difficult. I mean, all right, let's stack the deck. All right, Darin, go.
Yeah, I mean, because they wouldn't do the random thing, so it's their fault. Man, I want to go. That's probably shut up. Gotta be careful. I gotta think about what I'm saying before I do it. So I guess I could go ahead and cover where it is. Just keep on going. So I will say the 23 and below.
Nice.
So you're gonna go below 23.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I mean, I already knew where your head was at based on the range that you gave us.
Okay.
So who's next? Your boss?
Yeah,
no. I'm gonna see if he's pulling his voodoo again.
That's right.
Since he's from New Orleans.
By the way, NVIDIA just now went negative after close.
All right, Daniel, you're up.
I'll do the one above Josh. So at 24 to 25.
And here we go. Royce is gonna be like, "Yes, this is what I planned all along."
Yep, 25, 26. We're good.
I had a feeling that was it. I was like, oh, I can't steal Royce's range. I feel like I know where he's going.
Like, come on, it's sitting right there. This is great.
I don't know where. Like, I want to see.
Oh, now he's going to show us.
I want to see what you're seeing because I do
peeked
not
at something.
see that at all.
Okay. So we see that on the 4 hour looks like it's drifting down. Basically, what I was doing, I was trying to see how close it was to the edge of the probability for all the other bands, and it's sitting right on the bottom of the edge of a probability. So I mean, its next move should be a move to the upside.
I agree.
The question is, will it be able to get past the RSI line at 25.54?
Right.
If it can, and then let's say it does it quickly. If it does it quickly, more than likely it's going to be back down, and we're going to be below 25 when we get to next week. But if it just basically slowly meanders up, like maybe 20, 30 cents a day, yeah, it could totally sustain that and potentially make it all the way up to about $27, $28.
Okay, that's so probability you're saying is up.
Yep. And just for the record, there's about a 76% chance that that's going to happen.
So because and you can explain it now for people that are looking in here. So the 3 dev up and 3 dev down.
Read out. So basically,
Got
22.61 should be the absolute bottom, and 28.22 should be the absolute top with about a 76.59% certainty.
Okay, and then again, just to wow the people that are watching, the sell in danger at 24.73 is means what?
The where? I'm sorry.
Sell in danger 24.73.
Well, what chart was that on?
Oh, it's what you just had up your dashboard.
But I didn't have anything. All right, let me see.
At the
You
top,
talking about
you've
this
got-
number?
Yes, at the very top you had 24.73 sell in danger.
So that sell in danger, it's not lit up. So that means nothing is forcing us to go see that price just yet.
Gotcha.
If it were lit up, then basically, yes, you'd be saying, hey, we're making a beeline for that price point. But it's not lit up yet. So we do have some room to wiggle here.
And then your RSI line saying 25.54 and it's red. So how would I look at that?
So basically, the compass is moving faster than the momentum line. So it's definitely we're pulling up. And 25.09 is basically the first number that we want to see the candles get over. So basically, we should probably see that probably before Friday. And then basically, we want to see if it can basically hold over that 25.09 going into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week.
Gotcha. So the 25.09 is a critical point. Either
Critical
be
point
resistance or support. Okay.
Yep.
Cool. All right.
Okay.
I got you all back now. All right. Let's try to do this again in 7 days, not in 14. just in case I happen to be in the right channel.
Oh, I forgot to tell you, I was planning a ski trip next week.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, me too.
I guess we'll just all go.
I'll go on another one.
You know what? You know where Davos is, right?
Yeah,
I'm not going
Switzerland. Yeah.
So let's just all go and have our own little meeting,
Dude,
and
right.
plan the world, what the world's going to do over the next year. What's that, Josh?
I said Reykjavik has always been on my bucket list.
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
All right. So last NVIDIA is now down 0.25% from its close. So we'll have to see what happens in the morning. This is the last thing we'll do. In the morning, at open, is NVIDIA going up or down, Daniel?
Down.
Okay, that's what I say. Josh?
Up.
Okay. You gonna even it out there? Oh, he's looking.
Wait, are we talking about from?
Let me pull it up. Hold on. I mean, I can see he's over. I can hear him clicking and everything.
You see nothing. You know nothing.
Are we
Let's
talking
look
about
at the chart.
Up from close or up from now?
Up from close. In other words, just if it goes up or down. I mean, right now we know that after hours is silly.
Ooh, the chart's
what happens at open.
Yeah, no. Oh, that's actually a good point. I say nothing. Stay off of my charts.
It doesn't matter now. This isn't. I mean, what do you think though? Is it going to do? It's hard to
What
say in the morning.
Happen immediately?
Yeah.
Immediately. Let's see. From where we are, because
it's on the 30 minute.
We should, the first 2 to 3 hours of the day when it opens, it should flirt with 135, but ultimately it should end probably below 130.
So basically nothing burger again.
Nothing burger.
Okay. Which is what I thought anyway, going into the ER even. Okay. That'll be fun to see. There are no prizes except for pat on the back, I guess.
Yeah.
You still looking at something else?
No. I'm just looking at basically where it's going to go past tomorrow. And past tomorrow could probably make it to about 145 in about 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So.
And Tesla, right? It's going up.
It's got rally.
I have no idea.
All right. People that listen, they just, it's like, I just want the stock picks. we're not advisors, but we can look at charts.
I will say that the compass is getting awfully close to that momentum line on that 30-minute chart.
I see.
And 353 is not too far away, folks.
Wow. That would be a bump.
Yes, it
20%.
would. shock everybody and make us all some money.
Shock the world. All right, guys. You guys have a good week.
The new president. He's now the VP.
That's right. All right, guys. See you guys next week.
All right. We'll
Bye.
see you.
All right.
See ya.
Later. I'm doing no salutes or things
Later.
just in case they're misconstrued,
Okay. Just be that way. All right. Bye.
Bye.